The Gaza Strip has once again fallen silent, albeit tenuously, after weeks of devastating conflict. The recent escalation, sparked by a Hamas attack on Israel on October 7, 2023, resulted in a deadly cycle of violence and retribution. The conflict inflicted a heavy toll on both sides, leaving behind a trail of destruction and despair. Thousands of lives were lost, countless others were injured, and the already dire humanitarian situation in Gaza was pushed to the brink. Amidst the escalating violence, international pressure mounted for a ceasefire. After days of intense negotiations, mediated by Qatar, a fragile truce emerged, offering a glimmer of hope for a reprieve from the relentless bloodshed. This latest ceasefire agreement, reached on January 15, 2025, aims to bring an end to the immediate violence. However, it represents just the first step on a long and uncertain road towards a lasting peace. The agreement faces numerous challenges, including deep-seated mistrust between the parties and complex political realities. The success of this fragile truce will depend on the commitment of both sides to de-escalation and dialogue. It will also require sustained international support to address the underlying issues fueling the conflict. The ceasefire agreement is structured around a delicate three-phase plan, carefully calibrated to address immediate concerns while paving the way for longer-term solutions. The first phase, already underway, focuses on silencing the guns and initiating a prisoner exchange. This initial step is crucial for building trust and demonstrating a genuine commitment to ending the violence. The second phase will involve addressing the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. This includes facilitating the flow of essential goods, medical supplies, and humanitarian aid into the besieged enclave. Rebuilding critical infrastructure, devastated by the recent conflict, will also be a priority. The final phase, perhaps the most challenging, will center on addressing the underlying political issues at the heart of the conflict. This will necessitate negotiations on Gaza's governance, the status of Hamas, and the broader Israeli-Palestinian peace process. The success of this phase will depend on the willingness of both sides to engage in good faith negotiations and make difficult compromises. The recent conflict has exacerbated an already dire humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The densely populated enclave, home to over 2 million Palestinians, has been under a crippling blockade for over a decade. The combination of conflict, blockade, and economic hardship has left the population struggling to survive. The healthcare system is on the verge of collapse, essential services are overwhelmed, and poverty is rampant. The ceasefire agreement offers a crucial opportunity to address this humanitarian emergency. The influx of aid and the rebuilding of infrastructure will provide much-needed relief to the suffering population. However, addressing the immediate needs is only part of the solution. A long-term strategy is needed to break the cycle of crisis and rebuild Gaza's shattered economy. This will require lifting the blockade, promoting economic development, and creating opportunities for the Palestinian people. Failure to address the underlying causes of the humanitarian crisis will only pave the way for future suffering and instability. Section 4. Obstacles to peace, trust, and long-term solutions. While the ceasefire offers a glimmer of hope, significant obstacles threaten its long-term success. Decades of conflict have eroded trust between Israel and Hamas. Both sides remain wary of each other's intentions, making it challenging to implement the agreement's provisions and build a lasting peace. The issue of Israeli hostages held by Hamas is a particularly contentious one. Their release is a top priority for Israel and a key demand for the ceasefire to hold. However, navigating the complexities of the prisoner exchange will require sensitivity and compromise from both sides. Beyond the immediate challenges, the path to a lasting peace is fraught with complexities. Addressing the root causes of the conflict, such as the status of Jerusalem, the right of return for Palestinian refugees, and the future of Israeli settlements, will require difficult negotiations and painful compromises. Additionally, the role of regional actors, including Iran and other militant groups operating in Gaza, will need to be addressed. Their influence and actions can significantly impact the fragile peace. Section 5. A glimmer of hope, prospects for a lasting peace. Despite the daunting challenges, the ceasefire agreement offers a glimmer of hope for a more peaceful future. The silencing of the guns provides a much-needed respite from violence and a window of opportunity for diplomacy. The international community has a crucial role to play in supporting the implementation of the agreement and fostering a conducive environment for negotiations. This includes providing humanitarian assistance, facilitating dialogue, and holding both sides accountable for their commitments. The road ahead is long and arduous, but the alternative, a perpetual cycle of violence and suffering, is unacceptable. The ceasefire, while fragile, represents a step in the right direction. It is an opportunity to break the cycle of violence and create a more hopeful future for both Israelis and Palestinians. Only through dialogue, compromise, and a shared commitment to peace can a lasting solution be found.